Welcome to Section 3, Organizations and People Dimension of Service Request Management Practice. In the exam, there will be 2 questions out of the 20 questions from this topic. These would be a mix of understanding and application questions. The role questions, if any, will be at the understanding level, and the organization structure questions will be of the application type. Essentially, in this section, we'll be understanding any specialist roles that apply to this practice and structuring the team to run this practice. All these practice guides do not describe the practice manager roles such as the practice owner, practice lead, practice manager, practice coach, and so on. But they focus on specialist roles that are specific to each practice, meaning the practice owner will have a similar set of responsibilities and accountabilities for every practice. But then in every practice, there are specific roles, and those are known as specialist roles. For example, in the incident management practice, we can have an incident manager or a major incident manager. But here, let's see if there are any specialist roles at all. The structure and naming of these roles may differ from one organization to another, and therefore the ITIL suggested roles should not be treated as mandatory or even recommended. Another thing is roles are not job titles. In fact, job titles may encompass one or more roles. And also, one individual can take on multiple roles, and one role may be assigned to several people to fulfill the responsibilities of that role. The roles that we see here or might see here are described in the context of processes and activities, meaning the roles are involved in performing the practice processes and their activities. Before we get into any specific or specialist roles, let's understand the ITIL model for the competency codes. In ITIL 4, we have these 5 competency profiles or codes. These are L, A, C, M, T. These letters represent specific competency skill sets. The L is for the leader, A for administrator, C, coordinator or communicator, M, methods and techniques expert, T, technical expert. This table is not in scope for the exam, but if you're doing the bundled certificate, the monitor, support, and fulfill bundle, which is made up of this practice and the other 4 practices, namely incident management, problem management, monitoring, and event management in the service desk, apart from the service request management, then you will have to know this table for the exam. Leaders, they make decisions, delegate work to others, they oversee the activities of others, and provide incentives, motivation to their people, and evaluate outcomes or achievement of goals. Administrators, they assign tasks to others, they prioritize tasks, they maintain records, perform ongoing reporting, and initiate basic improvements. Coordinator, communicator, they coordinate among multiple parties, maintain communications between stakeholders, and run certain awareness campaigns related to the practice. Methods and techniques expert, they are good at designing and implementing work techniques. For example, Kanban, Scrum, or a software development method, and so on, documenting procedures, consulting on processes, work analysis, and continual improvement. The technical expert, they provide technical or such as IT or other subject matter expertise and conduct expertise-based assignments. The practice has specific roles. There are no such specialist roles in this practice because we just have the user who raises the request, or it could be the user's authorized representative who initiates the request, and therefore that does not require special skills or competencies. And at the same time, the activities of the processes of this practice are typically performed by the technical specialists from the service provider side, service owners, user support agents, and so on. And there are hardly any competency profiles that are specific to the practice. But essentially, it is important to maintain cooperation and transfer or tracking of tasks between members of different teams involved in the handling and fulfillment of requests, because certain requests may require handover from one team to another, follow-ups, etc.